started as a dream team. Freedom, we done started in the basement. Whipping up a record, giving Genesis a facelift.
Is your tripod on your desk?
Should be. So hey family, welcome back to my channel. Don't mind my hair. So it's Sunday afternoon, we did some grocery shopping. Angelina was hanging out with her friends. I decided to film what we're about to do. So for some reason around the holiday time, I get really into like cooking and wanting to bake, and I'm not even a baker, so I don't know why. Oh yeah, Angelina's joining me today.
Hi.
In her Selena shirt.
Oh, it's okay. I feel weird wearing this because she's in like a bra.
It's
But
a boosty caca. You gotta see the movie to get that reference. Okay, so today we will be making alcapurrias, which is a well-known Puerto Rican dish, and empanadas, which is a really well-known Puerto Rican dish. So stay tuned for all of that. So hey guys.
hi guys.
Okay,
See my
she's singing Drake right now. Please don't mind my hair. I look crazy. Don't bang. He's recording. Okay, so I already made my meat for my empanadas. Empanadas, pastelitos, whatever you call them. I already made my meat for it. So in my meat, I do ground beef. I do a can of tomato sauce, sazon, adobo, minced garlic. You can put olives, chopped olives in it. So when you're done, your ground meat should look pretty and juicy.
Only partly, I only left my bed and my mama. I'm sorry, $50. I even got it down.
Hey!
Turn the 02 into the 03. Yeah.
I don't know what she's singing. So to make the empanadas, you need your meat or chicken or whatever you're putting in it. We put ground beef and we put cheese, but you can use whatever you want. And a lot of people do shredded cheese. I don't. I like to take my slices and cut them in half and put half a slice of cheese. For some reason, I feel like it's juicier than shredded cheese. Anyway, so in that you also need your discos or discs, whatever. You can get these at Walmart, Kroger. If you live up north, it's way easier to get these. We're in the Atlanta area, so it's harder to get them here. But they look like this. Some people make them.
Ooh,
I don't know
we
how,
should
and I
try that
never
one
have.
day.
But they look like this. They usually come 10 in a pack. I've never made them.
You're gonna need a fork.
We'll get there. I've never made them, but you can make them yourself. So today I have 2 of those. So I have 2 discs. Honestly, I don't measure anything. I just eyeball stuff. She's eating a Jamaican beef, or what's left of her Jamaican beef patty right now. So she's going from eating her Jamaican beef patty, and now we're making empanadas and alcapurrias. So we're cultured in this house, okay?
Yeah, if you didn't know, my dad, he's technically Canadian, but because he was born in Canada, but he says he's Jamaican because the rest of his family is, except for his sister, and his brothers.
His whole family's Jamaican. He was the first of his family members to be born in Canada.
Yeah.
So what you do is take your discs and you put your meat inside. You fold it over, or your meat and cheese, whatever meat you want to put, and cheese, whatever you want to put. You can also put this with guava or guava and cream cheese, and you fold it and you put powdered sugar on top. You can do that too. I don't know if that's really a thing, but I take your disc, you put your meat or whatever you want inside, you close it up, and you take a fork, and we'll show you that step after. But you take the fork and you close it closed, and then you fry them. But right now, this second, we are going to be cutting up and showing you all the details. We're going to be showing you all of how to make alcapurrias. So stay tuned. So alcapurrias is something that you make with plátano or plantain, I don't know whatever your ethnicity or whatever you call these. So you need plátano and you need your meat, which is usually a mix of like ground beef and pork and olives and things like that. basically how I made the meat for the empanadas or whatever you want to put in it. I only do like ground beef or usually ground turkey, to be honest, because we try to be healthier and still cultured in this house. So really what we do is we take our plátano, we blend it up. I like my Ninja. You could use a blender, but my Ninja gets the job done. You blend it all up, you put some oil and seasonings in there. So you take your cutting board. So I'm showing Angelina how to do this stuff too. After you've cut the ends off of your plátano, you want to do a nice slice, and then another nice slice, and then you just peel it. You want to make sure you slice all the way to the banana, but not through the banana. That way it's easy to pull. Well, I say banana, but you know what I mean, it's plátano. So then you take all of those off of this, and then you want to cut this in like smaller pieces. So you cut it in little pieces like this, and then you put it inside your blender. And you put it inside your blender or your Ninja.
Can I do the next one?
Yes, do the next one.
Hey, this is like a banana, but huge.
Don't you hate when girls do messy buns and they're really cute? But then there's other girls who do messy buns and they look like Mrs. Trunchbull. I'm that girl. Careful. Put those ends to the side, you don't need them. So what you want to take is a little bit of oil and you put it inside with your plátano.
Guys, as you can see, I'm not a pro at this.
You don't need to be a pro, but you'll learn and be a pro one day. Put oil in there. I dropped my cookies. If you know what these cookies are, then you know. First thing to cooking, you can't be scared of things. So I'm gonna season with a little salt and a little of my adobo, obviously. So you want to put your seasoning in there, and then you want to put a little bit of oil, because what we're gonna do is blend everything for the alcapurrias together.
Hey, I finished cutting up all of the plátanos. So basically, when my mom's finished doing that, we'll get back to you for the next step, and I'll be playing Mario Kart.
So this is my mix. Remember, this is the plátanos chopped up. Remember, this is the plátanos chopped up in the Ninja, some adobo, and some salt. Oh, and oil, don't forget oil. I did 8 plátanos in here. Then I just mix it up to make sure. It's all together. It's a little thicker than I usually want it to, but I also made a lot today. So I'm gonna take this mix for the alcapurrias and put it in the fridge, but we're gonna come back to this. So we have our meat for our empanadas in a bowl. So you're gonna take this and open it and take the little discs out. You're gonna take these out and put them down in front of you with the paper, the wax paper side down. And then you're gonna take it
Wax paper?
with the paper up, and you're gonna take them off each one at a time like that. And you put a spoon of that here.
Right in there.
Don't be cheap with your meat either. So today I'm using these cheddar cheese slices. You're gonna take your cheese, break it in half, then put it on top and fold it over. You could also put your cheese and then the meat on top, whatever works better for you. After you've closed it, pinch down these ends. While you're still on the paper helps you hold it and stuff better. Pinch down those ends. And then you're gonna take your fork and flat on the table, you're gonna squish all around the ends. And then when you pinch the ends down with the fork, they should look like this. And then you take that little paper that was on the bottom and you leave it on there and just fold it over. And then you'll put it on a plate or charger, whatever you decide to use. We're using a charger and just sitting it on top. So you want to do the same thing for all of that.
Oh, and you want to do it on the back too.
Yes. Make sure you do one side with the fork and then flip it over and pinch down the other side with the fork so it's nice and flat. You don't want it to open up while you're frying. So when they're completely done, this is what they should look like. And after that, you put some oil in a pan and you fry them till they're golden. So this is what they look like uncooked, and then cooked they look like this. And right now she's making the meat for the alcapurrias. And again, in this we have olives, we have sazon, adobo, you know, all the fixings, sofrito, everything. So for your alcapurrias, you will need your mashed plátano, which we made earlier. You're also gonna need some parchment paper or wax paper. And then you're gonna need some oil. So what I learned from some Puerto Rican woman on YouTube, I will tag her video below, is she takes the oil from the meat, she drains it. And I didn't think I had a lot of oil, but I always wanna always have more just in case. So I mixed a little bit of regular oil in it, but all of this is seasoned with all the juices from the meat and the seasoning. So that's the oil you're gonna have to the side. So then you're gonna take a piece of parchment paper in your hand, and you're gonna put a little bit of oil on it, a little bit of the mash from, well, not mash, but you know, the mashed plátano, for lack of better words, I guess. And then you're gonna flatten that out on here. I'll show you. Before we make that, I'm gonna taste test. What do you think?
My soulmate.
What'd you say?
Oh, the meat's nice and juicy. This is literally my soulmate.
Yeah. Okay, now that I'm fed. Start over. So you take your piece of parchment paper and a little bit of that oil, and you put a little spoon right there. See? Then you take your plátano mix and put it on top of that oil. Yeah, I definitely left it in the fridge for too long.
Fish.
Huh?
Fish.
It was good. Tell my followers how it tasted. Give me a review.
That's some good stuff.
And then for lunch we had beef patties. So everything I just showed you in my hand, it's easier to do it on the table, but you're gonna want it flat like this. Then you're gonna take your meat and put it right in the middle. I put lots of olives in this one. And then I like to fold it over. Like squish it over to make it flatter.
Look at Daddy. I need to stop. We were doing this.
Easiest way, honestly, to squish it closed is by closing the paper. And then you're gonna close it up just by pinching all the sides. See? Excuse my hot mess family in the living room. Also excuse this creaky chair. So basically what you want to do is pinch all those ends, and everything is easier with this parchment paper. So when it's done, it'll look something like this. And then you put it off to the side on your charger or whatever plate you're using. And then same thing again, a little bit of oil, plátano, and then flatten it out on the table because that's when it's easier. Put your meat on top. And squish it together again. Then you squish it together and it should look something like this. Oh my God, these two are hot messes. And then I like to freeze them and then fry them after they're frozen. But I'm gonna cook one now just to show you. It's like 9 o'clock right now, but I'm gonna cook one just so you can see how it is. But But you're gonna do the same thing like you did with the empanadas. You're gonna deep fry it and it'll brown and you'll see it brown and it's gonna be beautiful and delicious. So you'll see in a second. So after they're fried, they look something like this. Browned, crisp. If it's a little darker than this, don't be like thrown off by that. Then it's crispy. And the inside looks something like this. See the smoke? Still hot. See the ground beef and the fried plantain on the outside. So that's an alcapuria. That's how you make it. That's how you taste it, and it's good. And that's it. I hope you like everything I did today, except for this Mrs. Trunchbull ponytail. Like this video if you think I have a Miss Trunchbull bun. And if you want any more recipes or cooking related things, I can probably make this more productive. That's it for today. Have a great day. God bless.